How you doing, Fenlanders? To me a bit. There you go. Oh, look at this super sparrow. On now?
Yeah.
How's my hair?
Looks beautiful.
Awesome. It's covered in dirt. Good morning, Fenlanders, or good afternoon, depending what time of day you're watching. But yeah, just a little video today of us showing you like different angles of us grading spuds, and we have to put all of our potatoes in the boxes in October in the store. As you already know, you've already seen in other videos. If you haven't seen them already, go back and watch some previous videos.
We'll link them in the description.
Yeah. And then once they come out of store, they go into our grading system, several different lines of quality control. So we just want to show you our day-to-day life on the farm. So
I was going to ask you a couple of questions about grading potatoes that,
Go on then.
you know, people might just ask, why do you keep them in boxes and not just put them straight into bags?
we lift in October.
Yep.
Some people lift in like August and September and lift them straight. We call it green top. Obviously the top's still growing, potatoes are still growing, but there's a demand for new potatoes with no skin set. We keep ours, I mean it's now May.
Yep.
Ours were lifted in October last year.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have to store them in boxes. You can store them in bulk, being just with an elevator, tipping them straight on the floor. Mm-hmm. But we like to put them in boxes because if you have a box break down, go rotten, then you've only got one box to sort out.
Yeah.
Rather than the whole. A seam of rotten potatoes can go through a shed at a bulk store like wildfire.
Right.
So, we like to keep the boxes separate so we can just sort one box out. To keep our reputation as being like the best potato farmer in England, maybe the world, I don't know, debatable. I mean, yeah, we like to do a proper job of them.
So are they more likely to go rotten if they're kept in bags because they're not maybe getting so much air?
Yeah, they'll go sweaty in the bag.
Right. So
now it's May.
Yeah.
You can't put them in bags straight off the field because they'll just sweat in the bags and it'll go rotten. Yeah, no, we just like to trickle them out throughout the season really. So we start in end of November, depending on the price and what the price is doing, as to how many we do.
How long can you actually keep them in those boxes in storage for?
About the end of June.
And then they probably
they're rubbery and horrible. And,
yeah.
They don't go rotten, they just go real rubbery and they start growing. Obviously, you see the video of us trying to suppress them from growing.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it already, go back into our videos and have another look.
I can link it.
Yeah, well done.
And all of our potatoes go to fish and chip shops, did you say?
All the high-end, top-end chip shops that we deal with.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably another order coming in now.
Yeah.
Hello, Sedge Fen Potatoes. You alright? How many do you want? Yeah, no worries. Are you there today? Yeah, no worries. They'll be there today. Thank you. Phone just won't stop ringing. Yeah, hope you like the video, guys. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Keep watching till the end, really. We're going to try and explain to you what Potato Cyst Nematodes are, really, in my layman's terms. Every day's a school day. We got over 100 ton of orders to do this week, so that's mega. Seatbelt on. Man, it is sweaty out here. So yeah, if you like the video, guys, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Anything to do that action shot?
He is so not a farm dog.
Are you going to be a farm dog when he grows up?
Yeah.
First stage of quality control. It's just delivered, isn't it? You can see by now it's what, mid-May. They've been in store since October last year. They do get a bit damp.
Yeah.
I think 4 rotten potatoes out of that box. So,
Is that it? That's pretty good.
We just like to get the rotten ones out because otherwise they all end up like that. The whole box ends up like that, all wet and sweaty.
Yeah.
We don't want that, so just get a couple of 3 rotten ones out of there. Does a good job. First line of quality control.
Woo-hoo.
And we like to give the boxes a tap as well, so it gets all the dirt out of them. Yeah, so we promised you guys we were going to talk about a little bit more in depth into the potato cyst nematodes, and without being a total agronomist, I'm not really the person to do it, but I'm going to have a go at it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we're going to try.
yeah.
We had a comment from Robert Higgins on our YouTube channel. He said, could we explain what potato cyst nematodes actually are? So PCN for short, potato cyst nematodes.
Yeah.
So in short, they are kind of a microscopic worm, aren't they?
Yeah. In a few videos time, when me and Anna go for a crop walk, we'll go for a crop walk when the potatoes are flying, and we'll have a look and see if we can find some eggs on the root.
The eggs, they're known as cysts, aren't they? The eggs
cysts,
are known as cysts. They live on the root of the potato.
Yeah, the larvae, the cysts or whatever, are laid onto the root of the potato. Yeah, basically they just hatch on the root of the potato, and then they, of course they start feeding on the root of the potato. 2 types of potato cysts.
White cyst, which is called pallida.
Yeah.
And then golden cysts, which are called rostochiensis.
Yeah.
We mostly have pallida on our land, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Just the type of land that we have.
Yeah.
But am I right in thinking, because we've grown some Maris piper, they are resistant to rostochiensis?
Yeah.
But then, because you obviously lose the rostochiensis, you then gain the pallida?
Yeah.
Is that right?
So the numbers explode, where they don't really affect the piper too much. They now affect the Babylon and Agria that we grow.
So you're then fighting to keep them off of them?
We're fighting a fair battle, because there is potato-resistant varieties.
Oh, yes. So we had another comment on our channel as well to say, why don't we use potato cyst nematode resistant? I'm apologise, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just explain why we don't use...
Basically, they're great tasting potatoes, and they're a very good product when it comes to combating potato cyst nematodes.
What range of potato are potato cyst nematode resistant?
And Performer, I think, were one of them that were resistant. So
right.
We've got a field out the back here that had Performer on it last time it was potatoes.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how the potatoes grow next year.
And how they turn out, and if they're decent.
Out and everything, yeah. So the Performer were great. We like the Performer, and then but we obviously long-term storage, so we like to store them right through the winter and then into spring. But we were just getting a few wets and stuff in the boxes. Yeah. Few rotten ones in the boxes, and also we were losing fry quality, as where the Babylon and the Agra are still frying amazing. Yeah. The fry quality for us was disappearing. Yeah. So basically, when you have got those little cysts, we're going back to the little eggs things, cysts.
the potato is kind of like the host crop. And then as the potato starts growing, they exudate a chemical which then signals the presence of like suitable food.
Yeah.
Then the larvae in the larvae.
See, you know more about it than I do.
I've just been researching. The larvae in the cyst then they hatch because with this chemical release.
Yeah.
And then they start feeding.
Yeah.
And then is it right that they basically just they feed on the root of the potato and take nutrition away from the growing crop?
Yeah, you can tell when the crop. I mean, we've had people come down and do test after test after test after test, and go, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. You know, they want to throw like 300 ton of fertilizer on an acre of land to try and get the potatoes growing. But at the end of the day, it's not. It's just an eelworm problem. It's a PCN problem.
Right.
It's very obvious where you can see to the line of the field where the potatoes have got a really bad. You know, the top goes along here and then it dips down.
Right.
You can see where it dips down, where the PCN problem is worse. You know?
Right,
So,
you can tell literally by looking at the field.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can look at them and they look sick. They come up and they get to about this tall and then they just don't go anymore.
Yeah.
They just stop growing.
How do you keep them at bay? Because in one of our last couple of videos, we were talking about potato planting and the chemicals that you can put on to prevent them.
Yeah.
What else can you do afterwards when you've kind of harvested the potatoes?
The other thing is to keep the following wheat crop, because we always grow wheat after potatoes.
Right.
Basically, the volunteer, we got something called Dow's Shield that we just that kills potatoes off in the following wheat crop.
Right.
So the more volunteers, because you're always going to have tiny little tiddly potatoes fall through the harvester.
So these are the volunteer crop, so the potatoes that basically the harvester misses.
Yeah.
That stay in the field.
Yeah.
So then it kind of keeps the potato cyst nematodes like alive as such, because they've still got a couple of potatoes there.
Having volunteers, I mean, I've been into some fields before when we've had like a poor yield, and obviously they're not very big. So you end up with a load of small ones. You get nice sized potatoes, but still small ones, and they all fall through the harvester. Yeah. And then obviously they grow the next year. Yeah. You cultivate and then put the wheat in, and up they come, and you're driving through a field of wheat, and you're like potato.
Do you get points every time you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, so yeah, just try and keep them out, and really we're trying to lengthen the rotation. Mustard crops, like a really hot biofumigant mustard, which when we chop it and rotivate it in, releases a gas that kills the nematodes. And we've got some radishes coming on strong now that not only the sheep like to eat, but also bring the potato cyst nematodes from down in the soil. They release a chemical to get the cysts to hatch and come up to the radishes. And of course, when they get to the radishes, they go, oh, hang on, this wasn't what I was expecting it to be. And they work really quite well. So and plus it has the added advantage of the sheep like eating it. So there's another hit. We get some sheep on there and they graze it down once we've finished doing our job, and it saves us diesel going out there clearing it. So there's a kind of three-pronged attack really. We've got the nemathorin, the vellum prime, and the mustards, and then obviously keeping the fields clean the year after. So.
And then you said about the crop rotation, like you just kind of lengthen it, so it's more like 8 or 9 years. Yeah.
Before, where we were fairly intensive farming, we were growing like 150 acres of potatoes. Me and Dad have cut right back now, so we're only like 50 acres of potatoes now. So that means we can give like 3-4 fields an extra long rest. Right. And we're getting better at growing like multiple crops of wheat on a field. Like normally you just have 2 wheat crops and then another break crop like a sugar beet. Right. And then a couple of wheats and then a potato crop. So every 5 years you end up with a potato crop. But we're doing like 3-4 years of wheat and then a sugar beet maybe, and then another 3 or 4 years of wheat, and so you get like 8 or 9 years break from potatoes. You got any more questions?
No, I think that's everything.
So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you don't think I'm an idiot for trying to explain the PCN problem, but I've given it my best shot, and I'm not an agronomist. So thanks for watching, guys, and keep liking, keep subscribing. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye.